since you said you started, your father wanted you to be a doctor, a physician. How did you really end up with mathematics?
So after I dropped out of the medical school, I went to work in a factory. So I really did a very hard physical work for almost 2 years. And then what happened? Then I was always short. Really, that's a big problem if you are short. For instance, I never learned how to dance because when I was like 16, then they arranged, at that time there was exclusively only for boys or for girls, the high school. So the gym and the teacher of physical education invited the girls from the other school, and then in the big gym we had to dance, we were supposed. So then a girl chose a boy, and so I remained, the only one who remained, and we were about 100. So I remained, and then one girl remained. I wouldn't say, well, you don't judge people by the look, of course. But nevertheless, so that girl didn't, most probably never would make as a movie star, unless, of course, if she played some character. Yeah. So she was ugly practically, and then I had to ask. So that was only 2 of us remaining, and she refused to dance with me because I was short. And then I decided I never will learn dancing, and I never learned dancing. Actually, at the end of the year, the last day, around 11 o'clock, we always dance with Anna Walser. But only for 2 minutes. That's all what I do. So for me, it was very bad. I couldn't care if they said anything, beat me up or anything. It happened actually because I was weak, but shortness is very bad. And really, I was really short, much shorter than Messi. Now, Messi was 131 when he was taken for Argentina to Barcelona, and he was 13, and I was 14 when I was 121 centimeters, of course. So I was really very short. I remember when I was 17, I was still 149. And then in a year, and then not that I am tall now, I am about on the middle, but so more or less I am now tall enough to get to be able to get at least one girl. I meaning my wife Anna, so she was willing to marry me. So this girl didn't. So and then I very much admired the people who are tall, and the mathematician in the class was a tall guy, the tallest. And then whatever he said, you said that you believe anyway whatever I say. Now I believed more than whatever I said. Even I believe what he didn't say. So I believed everything. And he became a mathematician. And when I worked in the factory, but nevertheless I sometimes went to the center of the town. And this guy was well liked by the girls. He had the right look too. And then he was standing at some place. I was a little bit surprised, and then I ran into him. So what happened actually, then he was 15 minutes late, and though he was a very tall and good looking guy, the girl left.
Amazing.
Hadn't he been just maybe 10 minutes late, then I would have never been a mathematician. So we started to talk, and then because he was my good friend from the high school, he told me, then why don't you try to go to the same university, because he knew that I was a good mathematician in the high school. So I easily could solve the problems, and I always got A. And I helped the others so I had no problem with mathematics. That was clear that was easy for me, and I liked it. Just because of my father, I studied biology. And then he told me, and then because he was still tall, of course, he was at that time about 20 or 21 years old. So I took his advice, and that is how I went to the university.
But you think that if you never meet him, you just continue working in the factory, you were reasonably happy there? No.
No, you don't want it's a hard physical work. Most probably I would have chosen maybe this one because it was easy to get in, because it was not a well regarded profession, being a math phys teacher. 200 people they actually took, so admitted, and even they couldn't fill the whole class. So after the summer, after the end of the summer, or at the end of the summer, they actually still had to have an extra entry exams, and then they could fill. So it was not the most respected profession. So maybe I could have, maybe, but it is not clear. But of course, we don't know it, and anyway, it sounds much better this way. Then you just go there. Then because of the influence of a tall guy, you choose your profession.
So we all need to thank him. This is Elman, no?
Yes, he's Elman. Yes, and I plan to meet him. Now we met almost regularly, once in a year or so. He lives in Dutch, but he comes quite often to Hungary and vice versa.